In today's video, I'm reviewing the M1 Finance app. We'll break down all its features and discuss how you can actually use M1 Finance to save on fees when it comes to investing in the stock market. Hey guys, what's up? This is Eric of Investing Apps TV, and before we start today's review on the M1 Finance app, I just want to say if you want to learn more about M1 Finance after this video, feel free to check out part 2 of this video, my M1 Finance tutorial video, where I talk more about how to actually navigate the M1 Finance app, as well as how to actually buy and sell stocks and ETFs on M1 Finance. And also be sure to stay tuned until the end of this video, where I'll show you how new users to M1 Finance can get a free $10 to invest when creating a new M1 Finance account. With that being said guys, let's now hop into today's review. Alright guys, so here we are now inside the M1 Finance dashboard. This is on the main home page of the website version here. M1 Finance also does have an app as well, and I'll show you that in just a second, but first we're going to start off with the website version today. So to get started, the cool thing about M1 Finance is they let you invest in partial shares of both individual stocks and ETFs, so you can create what they call custom pies of stocks. So they really want you to have a diversified portfolio. That's what M1 Finance encourages, again at a low cost because you can invest in partial shares. And the great thing about the M1 Finance app, guys, is that it's very similar to another one of my favorite investing apps, the Robinhood app. As you may know, the Robinhood app does offer completely free commission trading to both buy and sell stocks and ETFs on Robinhood. Well, M1 Finance is actually very similar. If you go to their website here on their help page, they do state that the M1 Finance platform is free to use. We do not charge any commissions or markups on trades, so the only difference between M1 Finance and Robinhood is that M1 Finance does have a minimum $100 account size. So if you want to open an account with M1 Finance, you will have to start off with a minimum of $100. But basically after that, guys, to buy and sell and to invest in stocks and ETFs, it is 100% free to do on M1 Finance, just like Robinhood, another one of my favorite investing apps. So how many different stocks can you invest in on the M1 Finance platform? Well guys, I found that you can actually invest in over 4,000 individual stocks and ETFs available on the M1 Finance platform, and I'll show you guys how to find that in just a second. But first, let me start off with a little breakdown of the M1 Finance platform itself. So as you can see, when you first log on to your M1 Finance portfolio, on the home page here, you will see just that, your portfolio on M1 Finance. As you can see here, it does have a breakdown of all your holdings, as well as the current dollar value, and the current gain or return, as well as the percentage that investment holds in your portfolio. So you'll notice over here to the left, they do have a pie chart that basically shows you a visual breakdown of your portfolio on M1 Finance. So you could see how much each investment, the actual dollar value of it, as well as how much of a percentage that investment is in your entire M1 Finance portfolio. So for example, I have, let's just say Apple here, currently about 5.2% of my M1 Finance portfolio. That's just an example right there. And of course, they do have an actual breakdown over here further. Now, you'll notice on the whole page here, on the very top, it does show your current account value, the current dollar gain or loss over the past day, as well as the current return over the last day. So you can also modify this filter to show your portfolio performance over the last day, over the last week, over the last quarter, over the last year, and all time, of course, as well. And that's pretty much it on the homepage, guys. Next up here, you will see a tab that says Markets right here. This is a cool little area on the M1 Finance platform where you can actually read up-to-date stock market news and articles from places such as CNBC, Fortune, Bloomberg, and others. Also on the top here, you'll see that it does show you how the 3 major stock market indexes performed today. So it will show you how the S&P 500 performed, how the Dow Jones performed, and how the NASDAQ 100 performed as well. And those are the 3 major stock market indexes that give you a brief idea of how the stock market performed on any particular day. So beneath that, you will see it does show you your top portfolio movers for the current day. So here it shows you your investments, whether it be your stocks or ETFs, which ones performed the best that day, as well as which ones performed the worst that day. So you can see your top daily losers. So that gives you an idea of which stocks and ETFs performed better or worse that particular day. Beneath that, guys, you will see an area to house your watch list stocks or ETFs. Here you can put stocks that you're not currently invested in, but ones that you're watching, ones that you may be looking to invest in the future. Alright, and following that up, now I want to show you the next area, which is the Discover area. This is where you can go to actually find the stocks and ETFs that you want to invest in. So as you can see, they currently have over 4,287 individual stocks and ETFs that you can invest in on the M1 Finance platform. Again, right here, these are probably some of the most popular, well-known companies like Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, Alibaba, Johnson & Johnson. So you get an idea there. It does give you a brief breakdown of the market cap of that company, as well as their dividend yield, if they have a dividend, and how the stock has performed. It has a little chart here, as well as how it's performed over the past year, 3 years, and how it's performed each year over the past 5 years as well. And if you want to learn more about any particular one of these companies, you can actually click on it. So let's say you want to learn more about Microsoft, you can click on Microsoft, and here it will show you a further breakdown of this individual stock. So here on the top, you can see how it's performed over the past day, 5 days, month, 6 month, year, 3 years, and 5 years. So that really gives you an idea, if you're a long-term investor, of how a particular stock or ETF has performed over the long term. Because again, guys, that's what M1 Finance encourages, is long-term investing. This isn't so much a trading platform, although you can trade. It's more designed to help you invest for the long term. And beneath the stock's performance, under each stock, it will have a little area where you can read news articles, the latest news articles on that particular company, as well as its price history and 52-week range as well. And it does also have a brief profile of the company you might be looking to invest in, as well as a link out to their website if you want to learn more about that particular company. Now, let's say you wanted to add Microsoft to your portfolio. You would just have to simply click on this plus button right there, and you can add it to your portfolio to invest in or to your watch list. But I'll go over more about how to actually invest in stocks in my M1 Finance tutorial video following this video. Alright, so let's actually back out of here now and go back to the Discover page. And one more thing I actually want to show you guys on the Discover page is that they do have a filter over here on the left-hand side, which does help you further find companies that you may be looking to invest in. So if you're looking to invest in a particular sector, you can invest in, let's say, the healthcare sector. You can click that button right there, and it will show you all the top healthcare stocks as well. Again, you guys could do that for any sector here, as well as if you want to get a certain dividend, you can type in a dividend range. Also, let's say you guys have a particular company in mind already that you want to invest in. Well, you could simply go up to the search bar up here right on the top. And let's say you want to invest in, let's just say Twitter. You could type in Twitter. It will auto-populate it here for you. You can click on that and it'll take you right to the stock just like it did on the previous stock. But that's basically how you utilize the Discover area of the M1 Finance platform. Now let's go over to the next tab, which is My Pies. So if you go to My Pies here, the cool thing about M1 Finance, guys, is that you can actually create multiple portfolios. You don't just have to have one portfolio like you do on other investment apps. This one you can create multiple portfolios. So right now I currently only have one portfolio because I'm just testing this out at this current time. But let's say you want to have a portfolio for dividends, you want to have a portfolio for aggressive growth, you want to have a portfolio that's more conservative. You can do that with M1 Finance. You could have multiple portfolios. So this right here takes me to my main portfolio, which I showed you on the homepage here. It shows you the current amount of holdings you have in that portfolio. So I currently have 18 different investments in my portfolio, as well as the average dividend yield across all those investments and the average expense ratio. So you could see also your performance on this portfolio. It does give you a projected performance, how your portfolio would perform over a year, 3 years, and 5 years as well. So that's pretty cool for projection purposes. And of course, you can always adjust your portfolio pie with different percentages. So as you can see, I currently broke my portfolio down into these set percentages. I want to invest 10% in Amazon, 10% in Facebook, and so forth. But you could easily adjust this. You could easily say, I want to do 15% here and remove one of these right here. So it's very easy to adjust your portfolio percentages as well. But let's go back here. Like I said, guys, you can have multiple pies if you want. You would simply just click Create New Pie right here, and you could create an entirely new investment portfolio in addition to your original portfolio as well. But again, like I said, I'll really show you how to do that more in depth in my M1 Finance tutorial video. Following that, guys, we're heading now over to holdings. This again just gives you a further breakdown of the holdings in your portfolio. Again, I only have one portfolio, so it's just showing me my one portfolio holdings. But if I had 2 or 3 pies, it would break down my 2 or 3 portfolio pies here. And here it just shows you how much of an actual full share do you own of that particular stock. So I currently own 0.05597 of a share of Facebook. That's about 5% of a Facebook share. So this is just to give you guys an idea of how partial shares work. It's really great for beginning investors because you can invest in great well-known companies that you believe in without having to invest the full share amount. Because right now, many of these major companies can cost hundreds of dollars to invest in a full share, which you would have to invest in on a major investing platform such as E-Trade, Fidelity, or Charles Schwab, or other brokerages like that. So one of the last major areas I want to show you guys here on the M1 Finance website is if you click on the top right corner here under your name, it will have the option to add an account. If you click on that, the M1 Finance platform actually allows you to create an individual investing account, which is known as a taxable individual account. You can open up a joint investing account. If you have a spouse that you want to have a joint account open with. You can also open up a retirement account. That's a cool thing unique to M1 Finance that other major apps like Robinhood doesn't currently have. You can open up a traditional or Roth IRA or roll over an existing 401k if you wish. So you really have a lot of flexibility here in different account types you could open on the M1 Finance app. Now, I personally opened up an individual investing account. This is the basic investing account. It's a non-retirement account, but that means you have access to withdrawing your funds before retirement age if you ever need them. And beneath that add account area, there is also one last area that says refer and earn. M1 Finance does actually have a referral program where it says if you invite your friends with your referral link, when they sign up and fund their M1 account, we'll give you both $10 to invest. So that's a really cool incentive. M1 Finance wants you to get the word about saving money, investing money for the long term. So again, like I said, guys, I do have my referral link down in the description box below. If you want to give M1 Finance a try, feel free to join through me. You guys don't have to, but like I said, it does help support the channel and is appreciated. And once you do join M1 Finance, feel free to share your referral link with your friends so you guys can both get $10 to start investing as well. And that really covers the website platform for M1 Finance. I'll briefly show you the app right here. So let's hop on over to the app right here. You just can log in with your PIN or two-factor authentication as well. And as you can see, the app is very similar in nature. It does have your portfolio breakdown on the home page as well as all your investment holdings. You can click over here on the menu on the left-hand side to, again, access all of those similar tabs we just went over, such as the markets, discover, your pies, your holdings, settings, and everything just like that. So basically, guys, the app is just very similar to the website platform. It's just in the format of an app here. But again, guys, the functionality of the app is exactly 100% the same as the website. It just allows you to invest on the go with the app or at home on your desktop on the website version. And that pretty much sums up today's review of the M1 Finance app. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys thought of M1 Finance and how do you think it compares to other popular investment apps such as Robinhood, Stash, and Acorns. And as always, guys, if you have any questions on the M1 Finance app, feel free to leave your questions down below in the comments. I'm always happy to answer those questions for you guys. And also, feel free to check out part 2 of this video, my M1 Finance tutorial, for a more in-depth look inside the M1 Finance app. Anyways, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode of Investing Apps TV.